everybody, and welcome to another week of the Beyond Parody podcast. I'm your host, Dan Dillon, joined by Robin.
Hello.
Travis. Hi, I'm Travis.
And Mr. B, our tech guru.
Salute.
This week, we are going to talk about what everybody's talking about, DC crime. We're going to talk about the police chief who doesn't know what the chain of command is. We're going to talk about some blue hair breakdowns, watch some videos of some crazy people saying some crazy stuff. Talk about a guy throwing a Subway sandwich at police officers. Runaway electric vehicles and full self-driving vehicles, and some other things. You guys ready?
Some other things. I'm ready.
All right, so let's talk about DC first, right? Let's talk about the Democrats are so mad now because somebody wants to come in and make their city safer. So what are they saying? What is the motivation here from Trump, in their opinion, that makes this such an evil thing to want to come in and actually clean up a city?
I don't get it. It's like every time there's a shooting that goes really public, it's gun control, gun control, gun control. And then Trump is saying, all right, we're going to come in and control gun violence in DC. And they're like, well, not like that. That's not how we want it done. We just want to take your guns. Yeah, it's been interesting watching it unfold this week. All of the stats going around from the Democrats that crime was on the decline. And then you go look it up and it's like, well, first off, when you're the number one murder capital of the United States and you go down 2 points, you're still the top of the bot. Like, it's not great. And they also have been cooking the books with their murder numbers. It looks like one of their chiefs of police got fired a couple, like last year, because he got caught redefining homicide data and lowering down the charges so they could show better numbers. So, yeah, I've been to DC many times. There's some very scary areas.
Cook the books a little bit to say, well, the average incarceration rate's gone down.
Right.
And all that other stuff. And it's like, okay, well, that may mean the judges aren't putting people in prison who should be in prison, which actually means that your city is becoming less safe.
Lawless. Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, yeah, we don't have anybody in jail at all. It's great.
Yeah, it's a great way to it's like with my budget, when my husband and I are doing the numbers, I didn't spend any of the money I didn't keep track of.
Travis, if I paid you $200, would you walk at night from one end of DC to the other across the
$200? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make this a serious offer.
Well, okay, hold on. Do you just mean the National Mall?
No, you have to be wearing a Bumblebee outfit. Too. You have to be wearing a Bumblebee outfit.
Oh, okay.
That would be menacing.
That's like the beginning of what? Was it Die Hard 2? Was it Die Hard?
I was about
Die Hard 3.
I was in a
Die Hard 3. Yeah, it wasn't Die Hard 2.
Yeah. Or he has to wear the sign that says a very provocative message in the middle of I don't know if he was in LA or San Francisco or where he was. I don't remember.
Oh, the TV version of that, they edited the language on his sandwich board that he had to wear. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it being pretty funny. So someone out there in YouTube land, look that up.
I hate parking tickets. Something like that. Yeah, it was way worse than that.
I hate candy corns.
Now I got to look it up.
I think people would just agree with him. Do you guys like candy corn? I do not like candy corn.
I'll eat a handful of it.
It's weird. As an adult, and you look at it and you see that it's just kind of like wax, and it really isn't a thing. It's just wax. But when I was a kid, I loved choosing each little section and eating each little section individually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I do it. Eating them with I like to dump them in popcorn and eat them with a handful, like sweet and salty popcorn and candy corns.
I would get a dozen of them, take the white tip off, and put them 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom of my teeth.
Sounds like Mr. B's taking it a little bit too far. I don't know about candy corn teeth, but they are good. They are a good meal. Not meal. They're a good food.
They're part of it.
You're taking it too far now.
They're a healthy, nutritious part. It's like when you did that sketch with the Babylon Bee, Travis.
With the food pyramid.
The food pyramid. Yeah, it's like candy corns, which should be its own.
It's kind of a pyramid itself.
Yeah, totally.
So apparently the sign that they edited said, "I hate everybody," was a digital overlay created for the edited for TV version. That's what John McClane walked around with.
I hate everybody. Yeah.
I hate everybody. I can't
Someone
remember.
Like, how dare he hate everybody? They go fight him.
Anyway, let's talk about DC again. I would not walk across DC for any amount of money. I was born in Arlington, and I spent, some portion of my life. It's not where I would say I grew up, but it was where I was born. I have family there, and I feel extremely unsafe whenever we go into the city. The stuff that you just observe when you're on the mall and you're kind of walking around those areas, I still feel unsafe, but you kind of feel like there's enough eyes on everything that probably nothing crazy is going to happen. But man, the second you venture off of that area, or if you're on the metro and you don't stop at one of the stops that's like one of the touristy stops, it is not a place that you want to be. I mean, and it's just the same thing as Philadelphia. It's the same thing as Baltimore. It's the same thing as any of these cities. You don't want to be in any of those inner cities. But the thing is, it's like we live in this upside down world where it's somebody's offering to clean up your city and you don't want to. And it's not that, I mean, it's obviously politically motivated, but they actually convince themselves that it's the opposite of the truth. I saw one woman get on there. It was a Black woman who's basically said that, like, to her, safety is seeing less cops, basically, right? That's what safety is to her, is to see less law enforcement. And so it's just her worldview is completely skewed. Like, she feels comfortable in the squalor of the downtown metropolitan DC area. That's what feels safe to her, or whatever, because I guess maybe it's just familiar. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, and it's a messaging issue too. I think BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement with George Floyd, definitely accelerated it. It threw a lot of gas on this, anti-cop ACAB movement. And I've had a lot of conversations with people about this. I get that there definitely has been some issues with the police targeting minorities in the past, and there's probably still some isolated incidences of it now. But the solution is not to get rid of the police. The solution is to solve the existing problems. And I love traveling. I've been to DC many, many times. I had a family member who lived in DC for a long time. I've always had a little bit of an invincibility complex because I've traveled a lot. My dad was a pilot, and I have gone into some very sketchy neighborhoods in DC at all hours of the day, just getting lost, walking around. And now, though, as a more of an adult with kids, with maybe a little bit more of a head on my shoulders, looking at what they're doing now, it will make, Trump said it's our capital city, and we should be able to enter it and feel safe and have people come from around the world to DC and not be scared of getting mugged or shivved or shot or whatever. I don't know why people would fight this. I do think he needs to balance out how, the National Guard is a big deal.
Yeah, bringing in the National Guard. It's the optics of it really is what is, getting people riled up.
Yeah, even though the National Guard is like the low-level varsity team of the Army, people look at that and they go, it's, totalitarian government, martial law, you can't do that. And I mean, he can. That's one of his jobs, is to enforce the law. He's the executive branch, believe it or not.
And you guys saw DC in January of 2021, right? Like, when they locked down that city, it was like that for I think a year and a half, right? Weren't all those fences up and you couldn't approach buildings? That was a combination of COVID lockdown plus, if we don't do this, they're going to have another January 6th or whatever.
Right.
It was during the inauguration, and then after. I mean, I think that all that stuff stayed up in DC. That felt totalitarian to me, much more so than just saying we're going to clean up violent crime on the streets of DC, which isn't targeting any political group at all. It's targeting crime, specific crime. But basically, those all of those fences and things that they put up, they were put up in order to protect the government from us, from citizens under the Biden administration. And again, I don't think Biden had anything to do with that. I'm sure all that was ordered with Autopen.
He was lost in his closet.
The pen had nefarious purposes.
I thought you said the pen had an affair, Travis. I was like, that's a Babylon Bee headline.
It also, we don't like to talk about it, but it did have an affair with a pencil.
It sounds like a character that should have been in South Park, but they didn't make fun of Biden.
My gosh.
We didn't talk about that last week, but they never really made fun of Biden during the entire.
They just skipped 4 years. Think of the jokes.
They kind of went away though for 4 years. I'm not giving them an excuse, but I think there was about 2 years or 2.5 years where they did not make any new episodes. Really, they came back with the COVID special, but I think they had taken a year off before that, and I think they took a year off after that.
Well, there was the Kathleen Kennedy put a chick in it and make it gay that came out too. That was
when they first started back up.
Was it?
That was when they first started back up. So they had an opportunity there to make fun of Biden. I don't know that if they ever did or didn't, but it'd be funny that, like they had the Towley character or whatever, who's the towel, who's always smoking marijuana. They could have had the Autopen. I think it's a perfect opportunity. It could be like the evil, like they did that with Mickey Mouse at one point in time too. They made Mickey Mouse evil. And I think that would have been a good character. I don't know.
We didn't really even know about the Autopen until after he left office. And then all of a sudden, when the Republicans got in, they were looking at the documents and going, all of these signatures.
Right.
And lots of presidents use Autopen all the time, but not to sign pardons. I mean, it's like to sign a congratulations certificate for some, teacher who's been a teacher for 25 years or something, that stuff. But
yeah, I was telling Kyle that we need to get an Autopen for the office so he can formally sign a letter to everybody he rejects a headline from.
That'd be a lot of letters.
Seth kind of does that. Seth has a couple of canned response emails that he sends to people who have complaints or whatever, through email. We get a lot of hate mail. Actually, that would be a segment that we used to run, right? Didn't we used to run a hate mail segment on the old podcast?
Oh, for the B, yeah.
The B,
absolutely. Yeah. Comments and stuff.
On the recent episode of The Buzz, actually, we do some hate mail.
You did some hate mail? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe we can leave that with those guys because they're the ones who they're really more specifically, writing those to. But Not the Bee also gets hate mail. We get all different types of hate mail. We get hate mail one week saying how anti this or anti that we are. How can we believe in this? And then it's the dispensationalism versus whatever the opposite of dispensationalism is. We get tons of people who get really, really riled up on the issue of the day. And I mean, they have the right to, but it makes for some good emails sometimes. But it's really the crazy left-wing people who write the best emails. I mean, just the nut jobs. So I got here just we'll just go through this real fast. This is the article that we wrote on Not the Bee about DC crime. And what's funny about this, I'll zoom in a little bit. Is that better? Can you guys see that?
Yep.
This account asks people to share stories to prove DC crime isn't so bad, and the exact opposite happened. And the funny thing is that this profile is called Washingtonian Problems, and and typically its history has been about issues going on in Washington, like crime and all these other types of things going on in the community and stuff like that. It complains about Washington. That's what it does. And they started by saying, hey, DC, let's push back against the negative narrative about our city, which they help to frame on a day-to-day basis, by the way. Share why you love our beautiful home and help show the world the real DC. Hashtag TheRealDC.
The real DC.
And then I won't read all of these, but I mean, it was like, the first one, I was called into court to give a statement about a man who'd exposed himself to me on the Metro. He had over 200 charges to date. Court was delayed 4 hours for him to calm down after calling the judge the C word. Once she dismissed the new charges and let him go.
What?
Jeez.
What?
And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 25, 30 different ones that are all very, very similar. A close friend of mine was held up at gunpoint in a nice part of the town in broad daylight, TheRealDC. Now, and some people might be making some of this stuff up, but I mean, it's like the list goes on and about all of the horrible things that have happened in DC. I've had some bad experiences in DC, mostly revolving around overly aggressive homeless people and my kids. And they don't care whether or not you have kids. They don't care, what the situation is, but they're extremely aggressive. And that kind of happens towards the fringes of the mall a little bit. And I would love for that to be cleaned up. I mean, I don't understand why it's even an issue. Pete Buttigieg thinks, well, let's listen to what Pete Buttigieg thinks.
Yeah, this is really funny. It's always a conspiracy that goes so much deeper. It always, and the left calls the right crazy when we make comparisons like this, but when the left does it, it's reasonable.
Right. All right, so here's Pete Buttigieg on the real reason Trump wants.
Oh, he's got a beard. Look at that.
Oh, he's so manly.
So manly.
As we speak, the federal government is taking over the policing of a major American city, Washington, D.C. The president is doing this not in order to make the city safer. That's the job of local law enforcement, but to solve his own political problems. He needs to get his base talking and thinking about something besides his refusal to open up the Epstein files because he's mixed up in them. And he wants the rest of the country focused on something, anything, besides the work that he has done and continues to do to kick millions of Americans off of their health insurance, to close down rural hospitals, undermine basic functions of our government in order to pay for tax cuts for the wealthiest.
Yep, he's
It's
just
always
deflecting.
it's always about tax cuts for the wealthiest, ultimately, right?
You know, Pete Buttigieg, I think I've followed him. He's kind of trying to position himself, I think, a little bit like Gavin Newsom is right now, as sort of maybe the more moderate angle of the party, because he said some bad
Moderately
things.
stupid.
Yeah, very good. But he, because he recently said something about he made a slightly derogatory comment about the trans movement or something, just some little winky thing like Newsom's been doing. But he also has to like toe these crazy party lines of like this nonsense of can't Trump deploy the National Guard and also do all the other stuff? I don't know. It's just a silly argument to make. Nobody cares. Like the Democrats didn't care about Epstein for 4 years. And now when it's politically advantageous, every single one of them is, I mean, every one of them on their, anytime a Republican or conservative says anything on social media, it's just, what about the Epstein files? What about Trump? I'm like, you guys didn't care. You had access to every last.
To be fair, the Epstein files swings back and forth. People take turns carrying and not carrying based upon which political party they are affiliated with, which is ridiculous. You should either care or you don't. I do care. I've cared the entire time. I think it's insane that anybody is gaslighting people into thinking that they just simply shouldn't care about it anymore. It could be that the reality is that there is no actual list. It could be that, but it certainly has not been framed that way through the narrative that I've seen unfold. So I do care about it. You can't distract me with DC crime, Pete Buttigieg. I won't be distracted. But you know, he said in that video, oh, it's local law enforcement, and it's like it's kind of a stereotype now. I don't even get it, but like, why are all of these liberal cities? They all have minority female police chiefs, right? They all do. It's like the thing.
What is that?
You can't have a police chief now who's not a minority female, and I don't know if that's because they're looking for jobs that women can do in the police force, and it's not actively out on the streets, right? So it's a job that they can actually do. But they're not hiring qualified people, as evidenced by our next clip, which is this is the police chief, right? That's who this lady is. Anyway, she gets asked about the chain of command, like now that they're bringing in the National Guard and they're bringing in other forces, you know, what's the chain of command now? And she's the police chief. And her response is insane. So you just have to watch this. I'm not sharing it yet because I didn't press the extra button I needed to press. But here we go. This is the clip.
What the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
So the executive order is clear.
We don't need to show the rest of the clip.
That is crazy.
The question at the beginning, I'm going to show it one more time. He says, do you know what the chain of command is? And she says, what does that mean? That was her response. And she looked for an opportunity immediately to duck out and have somebody else come in and back her up. She's the police chief. Here he goes. Let's watch it one more time real quick.
Is what the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
So...
And then she jumps in. That lady's just, okay.
You need relief. What
I asked my
mean?
kids if they knew what the chain of command meant, and they were like, yeah, just as like, I mean, they gave me kid answers, but they knew what that term meant in context. They were able to, chain of command. Okay, it means who is in charge, you know, going up and down the ladder.
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if I know that I can't be in the room with this person. They would annoy the crap out of me. I'm not going to agree with anything they say. But, you know, maybe in context, the question isn't exactly what's being presented to us in that little clip. And maybe she's referring to an earlier part of his question. Mm-hmm. I don't actually 100% know that. And I'll admit
I watched it live. And I take it exactly the way we see it.
That was it.
That was it. You are a little echoey today, Mr. B. You sound like you're in the Sistine Chapel Maybe.
It's not just me.
Although the Sistine Chapel is a lot louder. There's a lot of, well, it's not louder. You're supposed to be quiet, but there's a lot of people in there. I don't know. Anyway. Have you been to the Sistine Chapel, Robin?
I have not. I've never been to Italy. I've been all over Europe. But I actually lived in Spain, but I've never been to, we're talking about going maybe next summer. Have you been over there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were just there in October of last year. I took the kids to see the Vatican. We took them to see St. Peter's Basilica, which was the most amazing. It's probably the most amazing structure on the planet. And it doesn't really get the credit for that it deserves, I feel like. Anyway, we're kind of talking about other stuff now, and we're adding Travis back in.
Travis!
I have never been to the Vatican.
You've never been to the Vatican? You've never been to, have you been to Rome?
No, I've never been to Italy.
Oh.
Have you been to Europe?
No. Let's guess every region I've never been to.
Have you been to Greenland?
I've never been to Greenland.
We're going to narrow it way. Have you left California before?
I have left California before.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I've only been to one country other than America. Can you guess what it is?
Canada.
No.
Mexico.
It's Mexico.
Oh.
My parents took me across the border to Tijuana because they wanted to buy some pharmaceuticals.
Seriously?
That's my entire story. Yes.
Got a lot of questions about that.
Because Tijuana is not a great city.
Tijuana is not. I've been to Tijuana as a child living in California, whose parents took them across the border. This is a common thing, apparently. Okay.
Tijuana Travis is what I'm going to refer to you as now.
Tijuana Travis.
The Tijuana Travis.
Tijuana Travis.
Cocaine Mitch and Tijuana Travis. It's here forever. It's your. Back on the DC thing real quick. We cannot move on from the story before we talk about the subway bandit, and it's not what you think it is.
Yeah.
There was an incident.
I'll show the clip here.
It was not
we just found out that the person who caused the incident, who's the sandwich thrower,
bandit,
the sandwich bandit, is a DOJ employee. Which is crazy.
Who's no longer at the DOJ.
Was a DOJ.
Can you imagine like a Tom Clancy novel about this subway incident? Like this Department of Justice agent, like
you could write it like he approached from the dark alley holding something in his hands.
So for those who haven't seen it, you can't watch this obviously if you're listening to this live, but there's a guy in a salmon colored shirt, let's say.
Pink. It's a pink shirt.
Yeah, pinkish salmon, holding a Subway sandwich and talking to the new federal police force, I guess, that is in DC. And this is what happens. Well.
He just chucks in the guy's run.
I like the one just immediately runs.
And look how slow he's running. It looks like I don't know if you guys watch Reno 911, but when Terry, the guy on the roller skates, does something and then kind of runs and it's like really slow and he's trying to get away and they're running after him and it feels so much like I think it shows it one more time. It feels like watching a Reno 911 sketch. It really does.
He minces. That was a premeditated sandwich throwing.
But now he can't eat that
sandwich.
He does run like a girl, right? That's a very girly run.
Maybe it is a
People
girl.
online are just the heroism that he threw a sandwich at the national. Oh, he's the sandwich hero now. He's being lionized online, which great, whatever. Take your
They're
heroes.
not being ironic when they say that?
No, I read a whole bunch of people. Oh, yeah.
Reddit probably loves that.
Oh, Blue Sky, Reddit. This guy is going to get his bail paid for by some GoFundMe account, and then he'll get a podcast probably if he's smart.
Mm-hmm. Do we think that was a roast beef sub or a tuna sub?
I think that was actually turkey.
It's a waste of money. As a mom, that's a lot of food
just
to
turkey,
waste.
Cheese, and mayo, like my kids eat. He's getting he's being charged with a felony for assault on a federal officer, right?
Assault with a deadly sandwich.
Mm-hmm. I like how he also threw it at a place that he knew wouldn't really hurt, right?
It didn't do anything.
Yeah, he's like kind of on the edge of the shoulder. It's like a spot that's got like a lot of extra padding, you know, like
and you see he hesitates for a minute. He like thinks about it and he's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to totally conk.
I'm not defending that guy's actions at all. I'm not. 100% not. You should not ever throw something at a police officer. But what if we're being honest?
It's not doing much. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. And he obviously did not mean physical harm to the police officer. He just wanted to be disrespectful.
Screaming.
He meant
up until this, he'd been screaming at them. He'd been screaming the F word and get out of here and F you and fascism. He was screaming fascism at these. So,
yeah. I mean, and that's what he wanted to continue to do. He wanted to berate them and belittle them, and he threw a sandwich at them. And it's like, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like there's people in prison. This guy probably won't end up going to prison. He'd be charged with a felony. He's take a plea deal. He'll get 40 hours of community service or something like that, right? Is what's
cleaning up sandwiches off the ground, cleaning up.
He has to work at a Subway in DC.
He has to work at a
Subway DC. Wearing an I hate everybody sandwich board.
If he goes to jail, maybe Jared would be his cellmate.
I don't want to go down that road. He could be the new spokesperson, the Subway sandwich thrower bandit.
So ridiculous.
I mean, good for him for living in the moment. You know, he just had a thought and then he did it. He didn't overthink it. He just did it.
Maybe he was trying to feed the cop.
Maybe he was. It was a kindly
his mouth
gesture.
Is in his chest. Yeah.
And so these, leftists, they all think that they're so brave and they're taking stands for things. So now let's watch our blue hair breakdown, which this lady is telling people again how to take matters in their own hands. And this chick is one of the people that loved the Subway Bandit. Loved him. Like that's the exact type of like stick it to the man that they are going for now.
It's going to be Tiananmen Square and Subway Bandit together. The defiance.
Someone should Photoshop the tank curling in with him hucking the sandwich. Someone who knows how to work grok.
All right, so we'll just watch this. I don't really need any context. You'll be able to see what she's talking about, and actually. I did watch this ahead of time. There's some weird stuff she does with her mouth during this whole thing. So I don't know if you guys want to fixate on that or not. But I'm like, what is she doing? Is she chewing tobacco? I'm like, what is she doing? Just watch. Here we go. So here's the video.
Effective form of protest you have right now that you can start immediately. Put the mask back on. Stop letting them observe your face.
Observe your face.
And have the side benefit of better health.
So that is a nervous tick. It's something people do that are trying to. It's like a tick where it's like a what do they call that? A nonverbal cue where you're trying to show confidence. It is. I've seen people do that.
She's bluffing at a hand of poker.
Yeah. It's a tell. You could know what her cards were. Maverick would get it.
She's got ace jack offsuit. When she goes, it means offsuit. That chick. So first of all, she's on social media sharing this without a mask on, telling people that the best thing that they can do is wear a mask to conceal their identities, so that they can stay.
So they can't observe your face.
They can't observe your face.
She should wear a mask to conceal her tick.
Yeah, yeah. She needs a mouth guard. The ironic thing again about everything that leftists do and say is they believe the narrative about Trump that he's an authoritarian, so they apply all of these ideas to them. But in reality, these are all of the methods so they can't observe your face. You know that this exact woman, you can tell by looking at her, by her haircut, was so into COVID lockdowns. She was into it.
Thing.
You could. It was the best.
Such a big deal.
Best 2 years of her life were the COVID lockdowns and mass surveillance and mass, control.
Injections.
Injections.
And there's a great line from a Rick and Morty episode that my husband and I quote all the time, where someone says, "Okay, that was always an option," and I'm like, "Okay, put a mask on. That was always an option. Like, it's not an act of rebellion." No one cares. It's not a law that you're breaking or whatever. Put a mask on. I choose to not put a mask on, and that's my choice. And your choice is if you want to. It's not. You just look a little weird when you go in public. That's it. No one's going to notice. No one's going to care. We might just roll our eyes a little bit, but it's like, it was always an option. Just
all right.
go
so
for it.
I've got one more crazy blue hair breakdown that I have not watched that apparently has a few bleeps that you're going to have to take care
They're
of.
just bleep. That's all she's just saying beep. That's all she's saying.
Oh, she's a robot.
She's a robot. She's R2D2.
She's R2D2. Okay, I have not watched this one, but apparently she is insane, and we'll see why.
She's crazy. It's the eyes.
All right,
the title is Liberal Calls Death to You Effing Idiots. So just, you can.
Okay.
What the is the point of being here? If we can't have basic, decent human decency, what the is the point of being?
Wait, basic human decent, decent human decency.
Why are you guys okay with black people being murdered and brown people being deported?
No one's okay with that.
No one's okay with that.
Nobody is okay with that. In fact, that's why you want to clean up the streets of DC, is to stop people from being murdered.
I know.
Asian people having acid thrown in their faces.
What
is happening?
Asian people having acid thrown in their face?
We're so okay with that.
Is that a thing? Like, where's that?
I want to poll the audience. Who's okay with that? Can we find anybody who's okay with that?
Don't do that. There's going to be one guy going, me. I love it.
You can't
it's like Shredder or something like that. He's got like on a mask like Shredder.
Right.
As a what?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
well, as a benefit, he will be healthy. He'll be healthier because he's got the mask on.
He's got the mask on.
He will be starved to death in
She can't think of it. She can't think of it.
in Palestine. Like
Palestine. Doesn't know. She doesn't know.
You know what Gaza is.
Death to you fucking idiots. Cause what? What?
What?
She agrees.
That's your dog.
What the f*** are we doing as humans? Oh my
This chick is
God.
Gotta be completely high.
I don't get it. I don't
She
get
doesn't
it.
get it.
What?
She doesn't.
She doesn't
She's a
get it.
handful at her day job.
Well, my favorite part of this whole thing, if you're going to talk about it as a narrative arc, is that she's like, how can you wish death upon black people? I wish death upon all you people who wish death upon other people.
Right, and
Like,
nobody is
Yeah,
calling
exactly.
for death for any group of people.
Well, she is.
Except for her, yeah.
Except for her.
Yeah.
And the people who are starving in wherever
Where's that
that place
place?
is on the news that I'm supposed to care about, but I don't know, Palestine's or whatever.
Isn't that East Palestine? She was talking about East Palestine. She was actually talking about the train wreck. Yeah.
whatever CNN or not CNN, she's not listening to CNN, The Atlantic or NPR tells me I'm supposed to care about.
These people are nuts. That lady, I guess, can vote, I'm guessing. And
technically,
it's really insane. It has nothing to do with her being a lady. It just has to do with her being insane. And this is the generation of women that, like, this seems like the more normal for, I don't know about more normal, but like I go places, like I spend a lot of time around Appalachian State up in North Carolina. And I walk around that town and I look around and I'm like, man, the average 18 to 24-year-old female on a college campus, you know, that you have this idea of what college campuses are supposed to be like, it isn't present anymore. It's all blue-haired breakdowns just waiting to happen, like walking down the street. They all look... They don't seem to care how they dress. They don't seem to care how they present themselves. They don't seem to care about personal hygiene. They don't seem to care about any of these things. It's like and this is a typical liberal campus is like this now. It's just weird that and then the Sydney Sweeney thing comes out and it's like, oh my gosh, there's a pretty girl in a jean jacket. It's like they take so much offense to that. But like these people are like, this is like the next generation of females in this country. And I don't understand it. What happened to...
I hear it, Dan. You just don't think women
normalcy?
should vote. That's okay. I get it.
Yeah, that's it. You got the heart of it.
Wasn't that a big controversy online this week? Somebody said they don't think women should vote and it blew up. Oh, Pete Hegseth. I didn't even follow any of that, but apparently he reshared something on an X or something from somebody who one time said women shouldn't vote or something, and people were screaming about it.
They took it as an endorsement. But is it like that out in California, Travis, with the college campuses, or no? Is that just because it's kind of more of a mountain town that, you know, where I'm at, and it's liberal? But like you go to Asheville, you go to Nashville, not all of Nashville, but Nashville and Asheville, and some of these more liberal cities that are even in the heart of red country. Mm-hmm. And it's like the kids don't see the guys, the girls. It's not just the girls. They don't even seem to like. They wear sweatpants everywhere. They don't. Yeah. They don't even present themselves well. They're wearing like, I don't know. It looks like they're going to sleep.
I don't think we get a lot of just random sweatpants. I think California just happens to be different, where people are a little more fashion conscious for whatever reason. Usually, the problem is they're not wearing enough.
Yes.
It's more like Miami.
That's usually the problem. So in a way, that's also bedwear, I guess.
They all look like
at nighttime.
Yeah.
At nighttime, people will definitely start walking around in their pajamas, I've noticed.
It's funny. My son brought a girl home a while ago, my teenage son. And afterwards, I commented to my husband, I'm like, is it weird that as the mother of a teenage boy, I wish she wasn't wearing such baggy clothes, because she was wearing like oversized jeans and a baggy hoodie. He's like, well, did you want her to wear tight clothes? I'm like, no, but
just normal.
Kind of schlubby look of like sweats, and like she was coming over to her love interest's house to meet his parents, and she was wearing like a baggy t-shirt and like ripped baggy jeans and a pair of Vans or something. I don't know, punk.
Yeah, there's definitely
I've been to job interviews where people wear like super casual, and I'm like, I mean, you don't have to wear a full suit, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's like when people used to dress up to go on airplanes, right? Like they used to dress up to fly, and now it looks like they're trying to go to sleep. Everybody's wearing sweatpants and as comfortable as possible. It's just an interesting combination of the left. They have these armies of hypersexual like communities, like the trans communities that revolve around sexual stuff, right? Like a gender identity and their sexuality and all this other stuff. But they also reject all of the standard, typical 10,000 years of human history things that you need to do in order to attract somebody sexually, right?
Well, if you want to follow the line, the only women you can objectify on the left are sex workers, because those are the women we're supposed to support. I've been trying to track this, like, because sex work is real work. So it's okay to objectify them because that's their work. But you can't objectify women who don't work there. But also you should, because if you don't, you're denying their femininity or something. I don't know. It's hard to trace the lines, but I don't think slovenliness is a particularly left-wing. I think it's just a sign of cultural degradation, which may be
right. And it may not just be a liberal thing. It might just be that just in general.
It might just be an Appalachia thing.
Might just be where you're hanging out, Dan.
Have you seen Deliverance?
Yes.
I have not.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I'm just saying.
Is that the one with the bear? That Leo wrestles the bear?
No. That's the Revenant.
Oh, yeah.
That's a completely different movie.
Is that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the kid and on the...
Oh, where they go into the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Deliverance, yes.
Last Action Hero, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Last week you talked about a movie that I want, Action Commando?
I think we talked about Predator, I think.
Well, we talked about Predator last week, but you were talking about another one that I really wanted to put on my list. It was like Commando something?
Maybe Commando. It's just called Commando.
It's just called Commando. Okay. Yeah. I want to watch it. I love those old 80s.
The worst thing about that movie is Alyssa Milano is in it.
Oh.
Yeah, but she's a child.
Oh.
She's an innocent child.
Okay.
She hasn't been corrupted by
the One Ring.
Yeah. And part of that movie was actually filmed nearby, like 20 minutes away from here.
In California?
Yeah, in Mount Baldy.
Oh.
There's a part where during the opening credits, they're eating ice cream. And that's at Mount Baldy Lodge.
My son broke his collarbone on Mount Baldy last week, but the one in Idaho, not the one in California. So
There's multiple Mount Baldies?
Apparently. They're all bald mountains.
It's an epidemic, yeah.
Wear a mask. Mask up for others' safety.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna shift gears. No pun intended.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
To a video that kind of sparks other conversations. It's just a crazy video in general, but this just happened. It's kind of hitting social media.
I've
right
never
now.
seen this.
This is a Ford Mustang Mach-E that apparently either the accelerator got stuck or some sort of electronic control got stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was doing the whole thing where it's doing the self-driving on the freeway or whatever. Completely unable to stop before a violent crash. Nobody got hurt. It's not nobody's dying in this video or anything like that. But it kind of brings up some other topics of conversation along the lines of these cars. But let's just watch the video real quick and just see this. This is really scary. Like this, thinking that our cars now have enough control to keep us from controlling the vehicle is a little bit of a scary concept. Let's watch this video. He's trying to rub up against it looks like he's trying to rub up against that to slow himself down.
Jeez.
Either that or it's also stuck turning right.
Oh,
He's not doing well.
He's
He
not even
can't
touching the
slow it
steering
down.
wheel. So it's turning right.
Is he basically praying?
I think he's praying.
Oh, that's sad.
But it's not slowing down. Oh, that'd be terrifying. Oh my gosh. Well, he's got his right blinker on. So he's changing
got his
lanes.
hazards. His hazards.
Hazards, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's his hazards. Oh, I can see them both now. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The end's not great.
Oh, jeez. But he
But
stopped.
it stopped. Success.
Yeah.
I see
So
that
it
as
was
a win.
stuck to the right. It looked like it was pulling to the right, and it. Oh,
It was an
that's
interesting
terrifying.
video because it did look like he was praying. Like he just had it. Like there's nothing that he can do. Like I don't know. Was he actually praying? I don't know. You know, these vehicles. I have a Tesla and it has the full self-driving, and I do trust it for the most part, right? But man, these cars. I think you had this issue with the Priuses. Was it Prius, the Toyotas that were self-accelerating, like, and you couldn't stop them from accelerating?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Uh-huh. We don't have a self-driving car. We have a Toyota Sienna that has lane assist and there's a word for it, where it'll track, like if you're in cruise control, it will track the car in front of it and you don't have to steer. It's not full self-driving mode, but I'm terrified of it.
On the freeway,
it'll pace the car in front of it. And so you don't it'll like actually, I am too much of a Luddite. I am terrified of it, but my husband uses it liberally, not irresponsibly, but just a lot. I will say this is ancillary maybe to the crash, but I don't like the look of the new Mustangs. I just think they ruined the design.
That's the electric Mustang.
I know. I don't like the electric. I don't think a Mustang should have a hatchback. I just think
I don't know why
like
they named it the Mustang. It doesn't look anything like a Mustang.
I get it.
It's
I
like
love
classic
car, Mustangs. I think they're one of the most beautiful, especially back in the 60s, kind of in the 70s, it's like 65 to 70, some of the most beautiful cars ever made. And this new, I don't know if they were just trying to distinguish it from the other ones, to put a hatchback on it. But every time I see one, I get a little angry. It looks like a nice car, maybe like a Porsche Cayenne or something, but it just doesn't look like a Mustang. But I'm sorry it got in a wreck.
No, it's crazy. I don't know exactly what could have mechanically happened to A, get an accelerator stuck, and B, get the right because you see accelerators get stuck, and I guess you can see. I've never actually seen a car get stuck in a right turn. I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
it would have just done donuts if he hadn't hit another car. Can you if it had just happened? It would have just been.
Oh.
Yeah, but for both of those things to happen at the same time, it suggests that because you can't have two of those mechanical failures, I feel like, at the exact same time. So
has there been a post-mortem on this? Is anybody said?
I'm sure they're doing it.
There will be, but this just happened, I think, like an hour and a half ago.
Oh, geez.
Or at least the video was just posted an hour and a half ago.
I mean, he was pushing the brake down and it wasn't slowing down. That's scary.
Yeah. So the ability for the car to accelerate itself, for the brake to not do anything, and for the car to be stuck in a right turn, it does make you wonder. Like, that car is not steer by wire, but like it's even scarier when you talk about the steer by wire, because like the Cybertruck was the first, I think, car in the United States that allows steer by wire, which is the steering column is not in any way, shape, or form mechanically connected to the axle.
I don't like that.
No, I don't like that.
There needs to be a backup where it's mechanically sound.
Yeah.
It's all electronic. Is it?
It's completely electronic control. So the steering column just turns and it just has sensors to determine exactly how far and what happens when the sensors get uncalibrated or I don't know, like all those different things. But at the same time, we've been flying in fly-by-wire assisted airplanes for 30 years and nobody really thinks about that, right?
Well, and the defense I make with electric cars and self-driving is, are they any more dangerous than humans behind the wheel, which obviously human-caused error is off the charts. I mean, aren't car crashes like the number 1 or number 2 non-health related killer of of people in the country? Like it's crazy.
Cancer and car crashes are, I think, the top 2 killers.
Yeah. So even if they're 1% better,
abortion.
If they're 1% better than humans, and they seem to be much, much better, because these incidents are so rare, they're getting filmed. I just said I don't like driving self cars personally because they terrify me, but I'm glad they're out there because I do feel like they're.
Well, I do
safer.
use full self driving almost all the time. I actually hardly ever drive my car anymore, but I feel like the systems that Tesla has in place 100% give me the ability to take control of that car whenever I want to. And so I'm actively monitoring because it's called full self-driving supervised right now, which I think for a pretty good amount of time, it needs to continue to be that way.
You have to touch the steering wheel
It doesn't make you touch the steering wheel, but it does make sure that your eyes are looking forward and all this other stuff.
It's tracking your movements in the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's making sure that you're watching ahead of you.
That's terrifying.
Put
your iPad right there in the.
It's actually really, really, really insane and awesome when you think about the technology of it, because it literally it does need input from me, and that's the thing that is why it's not completely there yet. But it only needs input from me. I would say maybe 1% of driving is all that it needs. It's just like when you arrive to a location and it's trying to bring you in the back way, but you're like, no, I need to go this way. It's the fast way to go to get into the actual shopping center. It doesn't have all of that stuff figured out yet. But for the most part, it drives me everywhere. And I use it as a safety thing because I'm supervising the car, there's 2 people watching the car, it and me. And so it's actually safer, I feel like, than driving by myself. Whereas if you were just sleeping or whatever, and it was driving itself, I wouldn't necessarily feel safer. Right.
So here's a question that we were discussing. We have a friend who, my son turns 16. It's my oldest in November, and I'm terrified. I've mentioned it on air before of him driving. It's scary. And so we have a friend who said, I'm just going to buy my teenager a self-driving Tesla when he turns 16 and throw him in it and then let the car drive for him. And I balked at that because I said, well, no, he's got to learn how to, he needs to be part of the driving experience, even in the Tesla. And B, he needs to learn how to drive a car at some point in his life. No, it's just all going to be automated. I know. See,
I think that within about 5 years, the concept of people driving a car will be more of a luxury than a necessity.
I don't know.
It's only 5 years away. It really is. It's only 5 years.
Even if it's not 5 years, even if it ends up being more, I think you're right. We're approaching a point where there'll be a generation of kids who grow up and they'll be like, I've never driven a car.
Right.
And
they won't care. Yeah.
They won't, because they won't know what they're missing.
Even as an experience, driving is exhilarating. Like learning how to drive and
how are you driving around, Robin?
I'm a minivan. I love driving. I love driving. I always have.
In a red Corvette with the top down.
No, I have a
95 and a 35.
It's a 24 Toyota Sienna, and I love that car. I told my husband I want to be buried in it. It's my favorite minivan we've ever owned. It's the brand new Sienna. It's wonderful, and it sits up high, and I love the driving experience. Driving has always been kind of therapeutic for me, and so I think, I drive all day. I'm in the car. I have 5 kids, so I literally live in my car. It is part of who I am. And sometimes it'd be nice to turn on a button and not have to pay attention. But just for my son, like the people, I think learning to drive is...
I think it's more of a responsibility thing than it is even an exhilarating thing. For me, it's just taking responsibility for your own life and other people's lives is at the age of about 16, 17 years old, starting to understand if you do something wrong, you could die in this situation. Like it's it's another thing that we're going to be eliminating from kids growing up, which is taking responsibility. They used to have to take responsibility for basically the farm, I guess you'd say, right? Like back in the day, at the age of 12. right? Like the dad was just like, "You're in charge of the chickens, son," or whatever he said.
Great. I wish we
That's
had
what he
that.
said. Do the chickens have large talons? You would have responsibilities like that where there were actual consequences. If you didn't do a good job with the chickens, then your family didn't eat eggs for the next whatever.
There were consequences. And I think we've removed a lot of the serious consequences, maybe for better or worse. It's good that my younger children's livelihood isn't dependent on their older brother's responsibility. But my older boys do watch my younger kids sometimes. And they have had to learn, how to take care of babies and how to take care, not a lot when I'm not home, but just, hey, I'm going to run into the shower. I'm going to run to the backyard, keep an eye on, your little siblings. And I have noticed that their general attitude about responsibility has grown since we've added these last two babies on. Like my 15-year-old is very responsible, and we pay him now on weekends. He can watch his 3-year-old brother like anybody else would, and I think driving is part of that. And I do worry a little bit philosophically what it means as a society if we just get in a vehicle, sit there. We're not part of the experience. We're not part of the transportation experience, the driving experience, the getting from point A to point B. We just sort of sit there and then we get there. And he's going to be driving a 2001 Toyota 4Runner. That's going to be his, no backup cams, no any of that. And so it's going to be a good experience, but it's terrifying. It's terrifying on the other hand that he will be piloting a car. It's just terrifying.
Taking this conversation about cars and responsibility, I mean, and you progress that out to the Tesla Optimus that they're working on, the little robot. It's going to have the same exact issue. Right. Now, Optimus is probably going to I think it's going to take a little bit longer before it starts replacing like household
real
duties
things.
Doing real things. I mean, people are going to be using it to mop the floors. But
and it's going to do a bad job, but they'll be like,
it's going to do a bad job, and
it does
they're
like
going to be like, oh, look.
Yeah,
they're better. Look, it gave me a thumbs up while it accidentally mopped my carpet. Awesome.
And then it does a backflip.
Yeah. But
we've been watching the Jetsons, and I want a Rosie. I very do. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Eventually, it will get there, though, and we're going to have the same discussion. Like, how much responsibility is it okay to actually give up?
Right.
There's some things where it's like, yeah, I want this Optimus to clean my gutters. I don't want to go up there and fall off a ladder and all that stuff. But do you want to do everything?
I don't think as humanity we have to opt in. I'm a big believer in technology should not exist to solve every single one of your problems, because sometimes they're just it's tedious. Like we do not have an Alexa in the house. I hate, no judgment on anybody who has one, but I hate whenever we stay in an Airbnb where my kids can talk to an Alexa. I go and unplug it the second we get there, because I always say you shouldn't have that amount of information available to you in real time at all times. Like I think it creates, I don't want to cast too much judgment in case you guys have Alexas, but I do think it can create more lazy minds. I don't let my kids Google stuff unless it's like really, really like an esoteric fact they would never know. Like they'll be like, how much is this? I'm like, well, let's think about it. Let's talk about it before we Google it. Let's reason it out. Let's go through the steps. Even if it's a number that we might not be able to know, let's estimate, and then we can go look it up. But I'm trying to teach my kids to use technology, not as a crutch, but as an assistant. And we can opt into all of these systems. So I will probably not opt into a robot in my house mopping my floors anytime soon. But if I don't know, maybe if they got a great one, maybe I could go write the Great American Novel if I had a robot folding my laundry right now. But
I think that's a fair assessment, though. I mean, we had an Alexa briefly.
No judgment.
Well, that's okay. We don't have it anymore. So that's all right. We had it for a while, and it was this sort of weird thing where I didn't really see a problem with it. But the more we had it, I was like, I'd rather they come talk to me instead of this circle that's sitting on there.
And then they find annoying stuff on it. Like they figured out how to ask it dirty jokes and stuff.
Well, see, we had a kids one, and even then I was like, I'm just afraid at some point they're going to ask
there's a
something.
kids one?
There's a kids version. And it was very locked down, but I was still like afraid of, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to tell it.
You can,
so we got rid of it.
yeah. You can also set them so that they only respond to your voice, so that your kids can't do it, which is what we did. And then you can use it to do the things that we like to use it for, which is turning on and off lights because our house has too many light switches.
That's very
We've lived in our
practical.
house for 7 years. I have no idea what light switch does what. I literally go over. I don't know why our builder did this, but like basically like in our living room, kitchen, dining room is all one kind of open area. You know, it's the Joanna Gaines open concept.
Open concept.
Oh, nice.
And they put all of the light switches in one place. And it's like there's like 42 light switches. And it's like, I don't remember.
Like a bank. You just got to smack it.
It's like Jurassic Park. I've got the little things, and then
you have to pump it.
I have to pump it. I have to prime it, and then I have to. Then the raptor comes out behind me, Mr. Hammond. I think we're back in business. I say that every time. Every time I turn on.
Not to change subjects.
Oh, Mr. Arnold.
We've been binge watching all the Jurassic Parks, including the new one, The Rebirth.
Did you like the new one?
Nope, I sure did not.
I liked it.
Did you? I was bored. I just was bored by it. It was a lot of no dinosaurs, and then some dinosaurs, and then no dinosaurs, and then it was over. That's my review.
But the beauty of Jurassic Park 1, though, was that the dinosaurs were used so sparingly when you look at the real screen time.
Yeah.
But then there was other stuff happening. There wasn't much else happening in Rebirth. It was
because nobody cares about storylines or characters anymore. They always come up with the same stupid storyline for Jurassic Park now. It's like
people are bored with the dinosaurs. We have to make them more
why
extreme.
Are people so bored with dinosaurs? People aren't even freaking bored. The people aren't bored with the zoo. No. Like we look at kangaroos. We've been looking at kangaroos for 500 years.
Yeah, T-Rex is old. I need a T-Rex that's a hybrid with an elephant now that can fly.
They've got those little possums that people look at in the zoo, and people are like.
We have donkeys at ours. They call them burros, and there's a whole burro.
You know what's really
exhibit.
cool in a zoo? Actually, one of the things I love, and they don't have them in a lot of zoos, but they have it at the Palm Beach Zoo, is anteaters. Have you guys ever watched?
I've seen an anteater. Yeah.
Have you ever watched an anteater eat?
I haven't seen them eat. They're always just sitting there when I look at them.
Those things
it's like that
crazy.
guy eating the tip of the banana with a spoon, kind of.
Oh, I meant to bring a banana. I was going to eat a banana this week with a spoon, just like in the background.
Don't say banana tip around here, B.
Mr. B just jumps on.
All right.
Hey, B.
It's time for us to read some headlines. Let's read a couple headlines first,
that's right.
and then we'll get to the questions. So
bring us home, Travis.
Bring us home. I'm going to share the screen, but of course, I need to press a couple buttons in order.
How many buttons, Dan?
One extra one that I don't know why I have to push it. Okay, there we go.
Would you use an Optimus to push that button for you? Would that be a good use?
Absolutely.
Technology, yeah.
Let me see. Is that big? We're going to start with the published headlines. These are the published ones, right? Yeah. So these are published. We're going to go through 2 or 3 of these. And again, we kind of give this spiel every time that we do this, but these are headlines that are submitted by our subscribers who subscribe to babylonbee.com and submit their headline ideas. And oftentimes they get chosen to actually be featured on the website, which is one of the coolest features about being a subscriber to the Babylon Bee or not the Bee, is to be able to be part of that community and contribute. And so these are some of the ones that have either been featured on the website, meaning we actually put them up on the website, but they're not an actual article. We just kind of feature them on the homepage, or they're published. And these ones that we're going to start with are actually published. We took this idea for a joke and made our own joke off of it. So take it away, Travis.
All right. First one's here from Bomb Tom Phil.
Okay.
Donald Trump offers Putin New Jersey.
Let's see what
they're going to be meeting tomorrow. So I could see him offering New Jersey.
So our headline was Trump negotiates Russian ceasefire by giving Putin California. So we kind of...
it's something we would rather get rid of, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I love California.
Emotional support Python.
All right. Congress worried after Trump vows to rid DC of criminals.
Oh yeah,
I've heard that same joke, kind of like different versions of that joke quite a bit this week. Well, that's a good one. I'm going to give it UFO.
UFO.
Okay, next one. MAGA Man, Babylon Josh.
Yeah, the Governor Abbott orders posses to go lasso and round up runaway Dems.
Oh, yeah, we read that. That was a great
we did
photo.
that one last week. I did raccoon. I see right there. I did raccoon.
Yeah.
Oh.
So these
that
ones
was
are,
after.
so there's only been a couple that's published this week. So let's go to featured. And then we get into the spicy stuff, which is the I'm feeling lucky.
All right. From
Kurgle will skip because, do we skip?
No,
we can.
She doesn't work for us anymore. She used to, but so from Kurgle, frustrated mad scientist unable to come up with anything Fauci hasn't already done.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dog.
Oh, that's dark, Dan.
From Abraham Lincoln, teacher asks students to write how 2 + 2 = 4 makes them feel.
Oh, that's good.
It makes me feel logical.
Makes me feel scared.
Easter
I would
egg.
rather 2 + 2 = 5.
Oh. From Skull. In Fourth Temptation, Satan tempts Jesus to eat Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. Ooh, that's a good one.
I just had a Chick-fil-A.
A bird for the chicken.
Eat more chicken.
Eat more chicken.
From Blind Bucky 1996 reports, Congress returns after Trump puts out free donuts in both chambers. Wow.
I'd go back for a donut.
Yeah.
Fireplace.
That's how you make donuts, in the fireplace. Yeah.
One more.
From Milo Farmer 1, baseball game delayed indefinitely after female umpire says she'll be ready in just a minute.
Yeah.
We made a lot.
We got a lot of mileage out of the female umpire.
We're gonna do the locust on that one. That's the crickets is what I meant.
Oh, I see. Good.
All right, so now I'm gonna press I'm feeling lucky. So these are David's ones.
Those
Let's do it.
are my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
It's a long one.
Travis,
I don't think this one is a joke. I think this is this person saying something.
No.
I can try it, and if you want, you can cut it. But,
okay.
Mount Baldhead.
Hey, Mount Baldy.
Hey. Synergy. Okay. For 50 years, economic growth has been pushed by false low rates that created demand by debt. This created financial debt plus asset bubbles that need to be popped in economic cleansing. If current rates are lowered, the bubbles will grow. Plus, this is wrong.
Good job.
Hilarious.
What are you going to add to it? Hey, got a bunch of votes. Easter egg.
It did get a lot of votes. Now, what's funny is that we have also on Not the Beat, we have a social network. That's kind of where a comment like this would... Maybe make a little
normally
bit more sense.
I think we should just publish it wholesale.
Map of Illinois, Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. Map of Illinois, gerrymandering. Is
gerrymandering.
Map of Illinois, gerrymandering sells for $1 million at modern art auction.
I don't really get that.
Because it's so funky. Because their districts are just so.
It's like a Jackson Pollock.
The Rorschach test, and it's what you see is what you think.
All right, I get it.
Like gerrymandering. I get it now.
Let's do one more. But I want you to mispronounce every word.
Oh, every word.
Yeah.
Don't get a long one. Don't go for Mount Baldy Head.
Do it.
This is gonna.
From Miadzo.
What is this talking about?
Jung Optimus Berdlderp
Decades.
Secret Message from the
All right. Let's read this out. I think this is another one of those ones that maybe is referring to people on the.
Wait, no, someone's got to read the whole thing.
A young Optimus
decodes a secret message.
This podcast is melting down.
From the Little Orphan Autobot radio program, be sure to drink your Energon. I don't know what that means.
I like that. It's a reference to Christmas Story. It's a good one. Good job, Mitsu.
Maybe I'm not cultured enough.
Well, it was a little bit of a stretch.
Have you seen Christmas Story?
Yeah, and I've seen Transformers. I don't know what the heck that thing is talking about.
Well, it's just one of those ideas where you go, I have these two unrelated things. Put them together.
Mm-hmm.
And they should have said Energon Cube.
You're right.
All right, B, let's
very quick
do a couple of questions and then let's wrap it up.
All right, speaking of self-driving cars and I guess the implications on humanity, who here can drive a car that has a stick shift?
Oh, well, yeah. I learned to drive on a stick.
Okay.
My first car was a Saturn SC1 Coupe stick shift.
Mazda Protege.
With the flip-up lights.
Ooh.
I can't do it very well, but I can.
Oh, I can drive a stick.
You guys like that?
Was that your first car, Travis?
No, it was not. So I went to it backwards. For whatever reason, we needed a car, and someone was willing to give us an old stick shift. And I was like, oh, well, this is going to be my first time driving it at 30 years old. So that was a little challenging to go back that way.
All right, I'm going to tie this into the episode. And I was curious when we were talking about it, but what is, and you can only pick one, what is your favorite candy? Let's go around the room.
I like a Milky Way Midnight is my favorite candy bar.
You know, mine used to be Sour Patch Kids, but only because it was what I ate at movies, and it just has those positive, you know, things. That and then the similar to Robin, the popcorn, but with M&Ms in it.
Yeah.
You know, but now it has to be the objective answer, which is true for all humankind, which is that the greatest candy in the world is Nerds gummy clusters.
Oh,
nothing greater than a Nerds gummy cluster. I literally think that whatever happens to your brain when you're on LSD or whatever is happening to your brain when you eat one of those.
Oh,
I've never done LSD. I don't know, but I'm just like, whatever endorphins are being released into my brain right now, it is not natural. It is not.
See, I don't usually like gummy things just because of the texture.
I love gummies. Gummies are my go-to.
I love anything gummy, which is why Sour Patch Kids are kind of a gummy.
Yeah. I like peach rings a lot. Just those that you get in the bulk section at the grocery store. My kids will buy at Halloween the candy. My selected candy that my kids all have to give me are their Almond Joys. I do love an Almond Joy. And then I put them in the freezer and I eat them throughout the year.
Wait, no, that's Almond Joys aren't the ones with the coconut in them.
Yes,
right?
it is. It's an almond, coconut, and chocolate, and then Mounds. I think is dark chocolate. I think that's the difference between the two.
And no
coconut,
and no almond.
Almond. No almond.
Mounds has
no
like
almond. Yeah, Mounds has coconut, no almond. But I love red vines. We talked about that.
Drinking Mounds through a red vine.
drinking LaCroix with a red vine.
That's right.
I like to put my gummies in the freezer. This is something I've been doing since I was a little kid.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, get them.
That takes away the texture. That's the whole good thing.
And they harden up, and then they last longer.
Does it feel more like a Jolly Rancher then?
Yeah. No, because they get soft as you chew on them. And when we go to like Menchie's, which is the serve your own ice cream place, I always get a big scoop of gummy bears. I like the mini ones, and I'm not a big sugar person. I should say I'm not like one of these people that just eat sugar all day. I have other vices. I'm a fried food person. I could eat French fries by the bucket loads, but so if I'm going to sugar, I just keep little treats in the house.
What about you, Mr. B? What's your favorite?
Whatchamacallit? I'm a little older than you guys. I was alive when it came out in I believe it was 1980. So I was 7, and it was the greatest thing on the planet. And it's still amazing.
They still have those?
They are pretty good.
They do.
Are those ones that get stuck in your teeth like a Charleston Chew?
I don't like the Charleston Chew things.
No, I used to love them, but now they pull my fillings out.
Same with saltwater taffy. Same thing.
Oh, I like taffy.
But it gets stuck, and it does. I have fillings too, and it's like it feels like it's going to pull all that stuff out.
Yeah.
All right, is that it, Mr. B, or is there anything else?
I'll say one more. We'll tie it in a little bit. What's one smell that instantly takes you back to your childhood, Robin?
Brute aftershave. My dad wore it and he always kept it in the car. And so his car smelled like it. He kept a little bottle. And I don't know if he still uses it, but anytime I smell that aftershave, it just reminds me of my dad and all the good things about my dad.
That's nice.
You know what's funny is that the smell that reminds me of my dad is vinegar. My dad, I think my dad watched, was it My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Yeah.
And
it was Windex.
Right?
Windex.
But my dad did it with vinegar. The same exact thing. He decided that vinegar cures and solves all problems. And
gross.
You know,
was he wrong?
Apparently,
it's a
it
good-
worked
it's
pretty
a
well
good
for him.
cleaner.
I mean, he would clean with vinegar. I think he had athlete's foot. He would spray the vinegar on his feet.
Sorry, Mitch.
It was a vinegary youth. And
A vinegary youth. Can we make that the title of this podcast? It was a vinegary youth.
What about you, Travis?
I have no idea. I guess I don't think about smells that way.
Tijuana, the smell of Tijuana. Think of that.
Ooh,
a lot of smells
so
there.
burritos.
Burritos. And
I
do
think
they have Tijuana flats out in California?
I don't know what that is.
Either.
It's a
Mexican restaurant.
Mexican restaurant that's kind of faster. It's like a Panera, but for Mexican food.
Oh, interesting. No, we don't have anything like that. We have Taco Bell.
People
Mexican
lovingly refer
food.
to it though as Tijuana splats.
Ew. Oh,
Why,
I
Dan?
get it.
You're really selling it, Dan. I want to eat here.
So the one smell I could think of was just pine trees, because it makes me think of my dad would take us to national parks in Yosemite, and we would go hiking a lot when I was younger, and that's close to answering the
So
question.
is this something that all three of you thought of a smell that made you think of your fathers?
Oh.
We need to study that.
Well,
Be
we'll
it
get
really-
a Tesla
I know-
Optimist to study it.
We're ending this episode now, but it really sounds like you're in St. Peter's Cathedral or
I
something.
love
like
it so much.
The Basilica.
I know you're going to edit it, but it makes me happy every time I hear it.
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it.
Say marriage is what brings us together today. Say that.
Today.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
Too fast.
Marriage, that blessed
Arrangement. Wov. Twoo. Wov. All right. We got to wrap it up before I just start quoting Princess Bride. Thank you for listening to our show and for making it this far.
If you'd like us just to quote Princess Bride,
We'll send you some peach rings.
Also, if you're listening to our show and you made it this far, another thing that I request is go to YouTube and like the show and comment. I know a lot of you guys either listen on Spotify or you guys are watching it directly off of our website where you can't comment and you can't like the video directly, but it really, really helps us if you take that extra moment to support us in that way. Go to YouTube and like and comment, because that will help us get viewed by more people who aren't necessarily on our website and discovering us that way. Anyway, have a good week, and we will see you guys next week on Beyond Parody.